Today on the channel, it's return to the Kyle Peterson Top 5. In today's video, I'm counting down my top 5 most wanted figures currently at retail.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another edition of the Kyle Peterson Top 5, a Thursday tradition here on this YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. About once, maybe twice a year, I do a top 5 or maybe a top 10 where I talk about what I'm looking for. Now, I've done this in the past where these are my top 10 most wanted, be it from a figure from the 80s to today. But today I'm specifically zeroing in on stuff that is hitting retail or has already hit retail that hopefully I can find out there in the wild. Some of these things are absolutely frustrating, you'll agree with me. And then some of you guys might say, I've seen 10 of those at the store. It just depends where you're at in this world. And part of this is because my area has gotten very strange here in the last couple of months. Obviously, a lot of the stuff comes down to Target and Walmart specifically, their distribution centers, where they're shipping and what is coming from those. So apparently something's been going on. Things have been a little bit crazy, and it's made a few things tougher to find than traditional. Now, I've been a store brat in these areas for decades at this point, so I know the stores pretty well. So something has definitely changed in my area, maybe your area as well. And part of that could be maybe some of the slippage in toy sales, maybe less ordered. That could be a part of it as well. So there's a lot of variables included. We'll probably talk about that maybe in my podcast. Cheap plug for the Kyle Peterson Show every single Tuesday where podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. I do a segment called A Deeper Dive over there every single week where we put on the business hat. We talk about a few other things. Along the way, we also talk about album of the week. We talk about, anything that's going on in the week in general between my wife and I. And then, of course, we also do a taste test of new foods. We do viewer mail, all the usual stuff a podcast does, but with a little bit of toy focus here in the deeper dive. So we'll dive into some of that in the future. But of course, as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. And it's only going to be 5. So number 5, working our way to number 1. Number 1, my most wanted figure I'm looking for currently on the pegs or at retail, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, as usual, put your list in the comments. Be interested to see what you're tracking down. And once again, I think we'll see people like me. Just until recently, Stone Cold Steve Austin Ultimate Edition probably would have been number 1 for me. It was giving me gray hair is what it was doing. But a lot of you guys and gals probably watching, I've seen 100 of those at my Walmart. So it's always weird what some areas get and other areas do not get. So could be a fun video. I hope so, at least. But of course, we're going to kick it off at number 5. All right, we kick off the Kyle Peterson Most Wanted Top 5, of course, at number 5. And number 5, we turn our attention to Todd McFarlane on the couch. Now, about 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, what is time? I was on a business trip. I was in Omaha, Nebraska. Beautiful this time of year. Check out Omaha, of course. I was over there and I was hunting the stores as one does at night when instead of sitting in your hotel. I'm going to hit this Target and Walmart. Walked into a Target. Who do I see on the shelf? I see Damage, Red Platinum, and I see Supergirl Page Puncher. I'm like, whoa, I can't believe I found these, especially that Supergirl with all the Walmart shenanigans and the stolen truck. I was pretty excited to find that one. But then I was like, wait, where's Starman? No Starman to be found. And I am still, to this day, missing Starman, unfortunately. And now Damage, I have not seen again. Supergirl, I have not seen again. So I was very fortunate to find those two in that business travel because I've never seen them again either. And I have never come across the Starman. So I am hopeful I come across him. Now, by no means am I a huge Starman guy. That's not my favorite character. It's not even in the top 100 favorite characters probably. But I'm on the hunt. The elusive hunt is fun for me. I enjoy the hunt, but I also want to get that part of my McFarlane collection. And it's a very dumbed down figure. It's not anything extra special, but at least as of right now, for me, a little bit harder to find. So the physical challenge is on, Mark Summers style. We're ready to go. Starman coming in at number 5. Countdown continues down to number 4, and number 4 is easily the most frustrating toy line I have ever collected in the history of my action figure collecting. I've talked about this. I've let it be known. I understand why it's challenging. I just don't like that it's challenging, and I think they really need to get this set away from Walmart somewhere else. Let's put it out to mass retail, but you take that business step back. Would it sell as well if you had it available everywhere? So it's always the give and take. You always have to put the business hat on because there's a lot more to the story. You want to lead with your heart. You want to lead with this, but you got to do the business. You got to follow the money, like Jesse Ventura always says. What am I talking about? Number 4, it is the WWE Superstars line. Now, I've never had an issue finding one of these figures at retail. Once again, it's where it's frustrating is Walmart or Wrestle Shop UK or whoever it may be, eBay, whatever. They get some of these figures 2 or 3 months ahead of traditional retail. So your brain says people are starting to find them. That means they should be here in the next couple of weeks. And then they're not. And then they're not. And then they're not. And you're like, am I ever going to find these? I don't want to pay inflated prices for these. I want to pay retail, but I'm worried that I'll never see them. Once again, Harley hysteria. I need to go to a psychiatrist because that ruined a lot of people's lives, including myself. I found Harley race flashback at Walmart back in the day. I was one of the lucky few. I didn't know how lucky I was until like a couple of weeks later, and I realized how hard it was to find. But in a lot of collectors like myself, we've had that in the back of our head, like, this could happen again. This could happen again. And nobody wants that to happen again. So the Superstars line, very, very challenging. Comes out early. You're waiting for it. You're like, oh, it should hit my area. Then you start looking. Obviously, I'm looking for other stuff, so that's okay. But you don't see it. You don't see it. And like, do I need to fork over extra money? And then they eventually come. But it just is like 6 months after you think they should have came is the problem right there. So, oh, very frustrating, very challenging. As we're filming this video right now, the latest and greatest 2 sets, what is that? Eddie Guerrero, Ricky Steamboat, Jake the Snake Roberts, Diesel, Zeus, Great Muta, all hitting in these Walmart shippers. So I am hoping my area, fingers crossed, I can cross those off, but it's extra challenging for me and I put the pressure on myself. I got to find a set to open, of course, but I also need a mint on card set, and those ones have to be unpunched. I put an extra challenge, dare I say, Mark Summers, once again, a physical challenge on the WWE Superstars line. I like the challenge, but I hate the challenge at the same time. But little goals in life, little fun things like that are fun to do. Maybe. It depends who you are, I guess. But I'm on the hunt for all those. Hopefully I track them down. So far I've got a double up on Eddie. I'm good there. I got a Jake that I opened. I got a Ricky Steamboat that I opened. But I need Ricky and Jake mint unpunched. And then I need another Jake. I need 2 more Chase Jakes. So that's going to be a challenge too. And then on the other side, I got to get 2 of each. Do I need 4 of each Great Mutas? 3, whatever the math comes out to, because you can mix the heads around. So I need multiple Great Mutas, unpunched and to open. And then I need double up on Zeus, double up on Diesel. So it's a challenging one. It's an expensive one. Hopefully it all comes to a conclusion pretty soon. But man, oh man, stressful as ever. Number 4, WWE Superstars. We've hit the number 3 spot, the halfway spot in the countdown. You got your list together. Put it in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. A lot going on, of course, on these channels every single day, both my YouTube channels. But here we are at number 3. And once again, we turn to Todd from the couch. Todd, what are we doing on this one here? I will say the McFarlane Toys Sleeper Figure of the Year this year was the figure known as Icon. Icon was a character I'm not super familiar with, but an amazing figure. I really enjoyed that figure. That figure blew me away. I just love that figure a whole lot. But in a plot twist, there's a platinum version of this Icon, and I have never seen this figure ever in my stores. There's one local collector I do know that came across it. He picked it up. He never saw another one either. So I don't know where all these Icon platinum figures went to or where they're at. I am hopeful one of these days I do come across one though. And I'm not an Icon guy. Once again, I never even heard of the character, but I enjoyed the first figure so much. I feel like I gotta have the platinum in my collection, but I'm not gonna pay $50, $60 for a McFarlane figure. I'm just not gonna do it, Todd. I'm not gonna do it. But I'll pay, the 25, 30 bucks, whatever it is around there. I will pay that. And I'm hoping these are just delayed somewhere and we'll see these Icon Platinum editions in the future. But as of right now, I'm on the hunt, and that one's coming in at number 3. Dangerously close to the top spot. We're at number 2, and number 2, ooh, my blood is boiling. I probably look like this character here, but unfortunately I ordered this from Walmart, and me, like a lot of other people, their orders were all canceled. And unfortunately I did not pre-order this from Super 7. And of course, Super 7 apparently had this on their website. I just said, I got it from Walmart. I'll get it. No big deal. Walmart canceled everything. Super 7 sold out. Now all of a sudden nobody can find this figure. And once again, it's not even a character I like, but I have every other Super 7 Ultimate G.I. Joe figure. Feel I need this one. Maybe if you know, maybe you don't, but it is the character known as Red Laser. Man, a deep cut, probably the deepest cut in the line, but Walmart canceling all those orders, Super 7 selling out. Where do you go from here? Now, I've had an eBay save search. One finally showed up this week and went for over $100. Just $100 and change is what it went for after shipping and everything else. I'm not paying that much for this red laser. I'll pay my $55, $60, whatever it is. I'm not paying $100 for red laser. So once again, much like Icon before, I'm hoping to see this red laser come out. Maybe Entertainment Earth, Jay's Toys and Games. Hopefully they'll get it. They say they don't have any plans to, or it's not even solicited to them. But I'm hoping somehow I can track down this no good red laser. And he is no good, let me tell you. But I got to track one down. I got to be complete on this line. Very, very frustrating. Walmart usually comes through eventually. They might be slow, but they will come through. Unfortunately, on this one, I don't see it happening. Red laser, done. Now I'm stuck to the aftermarket. We'll see what ends up happening with Super 7. But red laser coming in extra hot at number 2. He's all red, just like my face. I'm so angry. Just can't believe red laser's this high. But there is one more that I'm looking for, and he's real frustrating. Who is it? Stay tuned. All right, we've hit the number one, my number one most wanted figure currently that's at the market, in shelves, at retail, whatever you want to call it. Once again, going to ask for your list. Put it in the comments down below. And I guess your top 5 most wanted doesn't necessarily have to be a hard one. It could be something maybe you just don't have the money for, or you're like, hey, you know, next week when I get paid, I'm going to get this. It could be that too, I guess. But it is whatever you're looking for right now that's current. I mean, you could easily say, I'm looking for the original Thundercats Cat Slayer. Well, that's a little different game, but stuff you're looking for right now, maybe at your Walmart, your Target, your local toy store, whatever it may be. But now we're at number one. Number one is frustrating because we saw this at WrestleMania. Now, I have this figure, except I don't have it with the black shirt, and you probably know what I'm talking about. It is the WrestleMania John Cena exclusive. It's the year of John Cena. I've seen enough personally, maybe not. But John Cena with the black shirt that was thrown in at the WrestleMania weekend. Now, I heard horror stories online of people buying 60, 70 of these. He's selling on eBay for outrageous amounts. But the Mattel team did say there was going to be more in the future. Now, when is the future? The future is tomorrow, or it could be 10 years from now. I'm not exactly sure. But as someone that has every WWE Mattel Elite figure, even though it's a different shirt, I got to track down this John Cena. It's one of those ones I'd hate to open, but I'm guessing if I do score one of these, it's going to be on a re-release or a release, so I won't feel as bad. But I need to find this one. To be complete in my elites, I'm going to have to fork over the money. So I'm laying in wait, hoping. I think they said they were going to go to Walmart and WWE shop in the future. We're laying in wait. We're trying to find out when that day is going to be. Hopefully sooner rather than later, to put me at ease and I can finally sleep at night. And maybe not. But we'll see what ends up happening. But I'm going to have to track it down one way or the other. So very frustrating. And all these figures on here aren't something like it's, the Ultimate Warrior or something like that is just like my absolute favorite. These are parts of my collection that I feel to need to be complete inside. So it's a wild one. Nowhere is Red Laser a top 100 character for me for G.I. Joe, but it is part of that set. It is something I need. Same with John Cena. I already have that Cena, but now I need him in a separate shirt. That is the madness and the fun of collecting, is what that one is. And I do enjoy things like this. I do enjoy the thrill of the hunt. As I always hear people complain a lot of times, they hate going to stores. They wish they could just find everything. I don't know if I would be a huge action figure collector if every time I went to the store I could find exactly what I wanted every single time. I feel like action figures shouldn't be like a loaf of bread that I can go in and I get my white bread and I can move on with my life. There's something about this hobby that I enjoy. The sickening part is traveling around in many stores, wasting a couple of hours. I told my wife last night, we had to run a couple of errands, but then I hit like 4 stores along the way. And it was all a waste of time. There was nothing there. But those dry spells, those times you miss out, make the times you find stuff that much more special. So that's part of the fun for action figures and collecting for me in general. I've enjoyed going to the store since I was a little kid, excited to see what I may and may not see. And I still live that dream here today. So there you go. That's the Kyle Peterson Top 5 Most Wanted. What is your top 5 most wanted? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. My brand new podcast. If you want to hit me up on email, that's the place to do it. But it is The Kyle Peterson Show every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. Video cast on YouTube. Make sure you're checking it out. Give it the old 5-star review. Sir Paul 64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. And of course, don't forget Patreon, YouTube channel memberships for even more content and your best way to support the channel. So for another top 5, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?